Hi lovelies, welcome to my channel. My name is Bryony. I review cruelty-free and vegan makeup products, and I also do tutorials as well on the odd occasion that I'm deciding to be creative. All of the products that I use are also not owned by parent companies that test on animals. The reason you're here today is so that we can review these two bad boys. So this is the 16-hour Camo Concealer. I have the shade Warm Fair and I also have the shade Light Sand. And so I'm just going to be showing you how they apply. I've been wearing these for a couple of weeks now, so I'm really familiar with the formula, and I just wanted to show you exactly how they wear, what it looks like throughout the day, and letting you know what it's best used for. So let's just jump right into the review. Starting off, this is exactly what my face looks like with nothing on it except for primer. So you can see I've got plenty of flaws. I have some acne scars, I've got a couple of live spots which I can't get rid of, and then this is what it looks like when I've got one layer of my e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation on. This is the shade Natural. You can see that some of my flaws are still peeking through. So this is the shade Light Sand in that concealer. I only have to use a small amount of it to be able to cover up all of my flaws, which is great. And I just dab this on using my Beauty Blender Pro. So what I really like to do to apply this is actually just go over those problem areas. Then I just dab and dab and dab and make sure all those problem areas are covered. Because this is such a pigmented formula, you can actually dab it in different places first and then focus on getting that blend right. As you can see, I've got some acne scars on my cheeks, which I unfortunately haven't been able to get rid of yet. I'm working on it right now, but this covers it up, which is amazing to see. So then I just make sure to go over with the sponge on any other areas. And also for me, I get quite a bit of rosacea around my nose. I don't know if any of you suffer from this too, but it just happens to me no matter what time of year. I tend to get some redness around there, which isn't the most fun to try and deal with. Now I do have to conceal under my eyes. This is also using the Pixi by Petra Brightening Color Correction Brightening Peach. I can't remember the exact name, I'll have it down below. But because I have such blue circles under my eyes, I've had it since I was a kid, so I really do have to work on color correction before I can conceal. Now as you can see, this shade is hella pale. It is basically white even on my skin, so if you are very pale, the shade will probably work for you. I really need to have a shade down. That's why I mix in a little bit of that light sand as well. So all I do is that Wayne Goss triangle technique. I use the pointy part of my beauty blender and I just create that triangle of light to cancel out those dark under eye circles and create a luminous effect. One thing to be mindful of with this concealer is it does dry pretty quickly, so you do have to work fairly fast, but you can see how that triangle has made this whole look a lot better. So this is what my skin looks like with all the concealer on top of everything else. And I also use this as a base for my eyeshadows as well. I still have to set on top of that as well because I have very oily lids, but this is what my skin is looking like with just the foundation, just the concealer. And as you can see, my flaws have been successfully covered up, which is amazing to see. Then this is what the final look looks like once I've got everything else done. It actually has played really well together. That's something I love about this concealer. And so then this is how the look works out once you've got the concealer on and obviously all the layers on top of it. What do you think? Because honestly, the concealer obviously is a bit too light for me, but it actually, I'm so surprised with the coverage of this because you saw that I don't really use very much. Now, in comparison to what I've had to do for like when I was using the Wet n Wild one, the Colourpop one, how many have I got through? I've tried a lot of concealers in my time, but the coverage on this, it's able to completely block this nasty one out. Same as that is completely gone, because we all know that the e.l.f. foundation is kind of like a medium coverage, but this has actually worked an absolute treat. Now I didn't cover up that part and you can really tell the difference because you can see that I've covered up those dark spots on my cheek. That's pretty much gone, at least from what I can see in my up close and personal mirror here, but it's actually done such a good job. Now one thing I do want to note, because you saw that I use this for my under eyes, I do quite like it. It's just the fact that it's a very heavy concealer, so the problem is like you can get caking and creasing with this, so that's why I really like the Colourpop one for under eyes, but it still does work very well. Now I obviously have to color correct beforehand because I'm blessed with very blue circles, so that's why I have to do that, but it actually has done like a very good job in terms of covering up. Obviously that color is so light. I've never felt tan until I used that. But yeah, honestly, I've got no major complaints about it. You can see like there's a little bit of creasing here, but that naturally happens with this foundation anyway. So overall, I'm very impressed. Now, what I'll do as well is I'm going to insert in what I look like at the end of the day in around about 11 hours. So you can be your own judge of how it wears throughout the day, because I've been wearing this for nearly 2 weeks now. I've had no problems with it, no issues. I haven't found that it fades. I found that it works really, really well, basically. I am very impressed, especially considering like the price point on it. Now, obviously the doe foot is thick. It is large. Super, super large, but the pigmentation is amazing. I think that the formulation is really good. I just need to get a shade darker, and actually I'll need to get a shade darker than that as well, because I'm going to start fake tanning, because look at me, I look like a freaking ghost over here. Final thoughts on it. The price point is amazing. It is very, very affordable. It is a drugstore, easily accessible, cruelty-free and vegan concealer, and it covers up really bad things, which is amazing, because that's what we need concealer to do, to conceal all of our secrets that we have flaws, because of course by society's standards we're not allowed to have any. So if you are curious, just go in, and if you're able to see the bottles, because it's almost like they're lighter than what it shows in the bottle, so yeah, just I don't know if you can really swatch them, because I've never seen places that you can. What I'll do is I'll actually just swatch on the back of my hand for you guys. Now this is very hard to remove off the back of your hand, just saying. So I'm just putting on a little bit. So this is light sand, and this is fair warm. So light sand and fair warm, which I don't understand the naming for that, but whatever, that's how it is. And I just wanted to let you guys know exactly my final thoughts. So thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you lovelies again very soon. If you found this video useful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well, because that's where I keep you updated with any different products that I'm trying out, new things, obviously a lot of vegan food as well, which we all enjoy, and I look forward to connecting with you there as well. Have a wonderful week, lovelies. See you again soon. Bye!